nothing like technical challenges, right? It froze on me for some reason. So now we're gonna slideshow, start from the beginning. Okay, cool. Good morning. We are going to get started. I'd like to welcome you to our October 23rd Ask the Director meeting. And I have a full agenda, so what I'd like to do is try to go through the slides with you, and we'll try to hold most questions until the end. If there's a pressing question, by all means, raise your hand, but if we could try to get through the formal presentation, and then we'll open up the meeting at the end. And I do promptly need to end at 12 o'clock today, as we have a board meeting Myra and I will be going to today to discuss next year's budget. So with that, I'd like to again welcome you to our meeting. So we have a few new residents. Terry is new. She's in C512. Is Terry here? I know she's moved in. Welcome, Terry. We also have Joyce in B207. Please welcome Joyce. And then we also have Sheila in C119. So those are our recent residents who have moved in. And we hope that as you see them, you will welcome them, invite them to dinner, invite them to lunch, and get to know our new neighbors. I wanted to share a well-being model with you. So we have a new well-being model that will be rolled out at the end of this year. In November, we will have an informational session with residents. ACTS is actually transitioning from a traditional life care model to a person-directed well-being model. And this new approach is holistic and focuses on living fully. It's focusing on body, mind, and spirit. And there are 3 pathways to well-being, which will be shared in November. But just quickly, positive aging mindset is the focus. We tend to say funny things about aging, and that's really ageism. And so we want to reset our mind, and we want to focus really more on a more positive outlook on aging. And we know that from studies, having a positive outlook on aging can add an average of 7.5 years to one's life. So rather than blaming forgetfulness on our age, we want to change that mindset and look more towards the positive side of aging. There are 3 components to well-being that will be part of the model. The first one is health, which is at the top. And that focuses on a personalized, preventative, and proactive way of caring. Includes on-site primary care, rehabilitation, an annual well-being visit, and an interdisciplinary support from our nurse practitioners, fitness professionals, dietitians, as well as mental health. The second pathway of well-being is wellness, and that pathway supports habits and environments that keep residents vibrant and resilient. We would offer fitness classes, nutritional information, emotional support, mental health services, and very soon we will have personalized health coaching as well. We'll offer wearable health trackers, digital wellness apps, and a resident experience platform for goal tracking and engagement. And then the third pathway is life experience. So life experience centers on purpose, joy, and spiritual fulfillment. It encourages lifelong learning, arts engagement, social connection, enhanced dining, travel, worship, and giving back. So in summary, the ACT's signature well-being experience will be coming to our campus, and we will actually have a separate meeting where we will roll out the model, if you will, and you'll be able to ask lots of questions about the new well-being experience. St. Andrew's Estates was in the pilot, and so they're farther along in the journey, but we will learn from them, and we will share more information in November. With that, I'd like to ask Stephanie, our rehab director, to come up to just share a few things related to well-being.
Good morning, everyone. I know that we talk about thriving through life, and with the Wellbeing Project comes the Thrive annual screenings. So who's had their annual screenings this year? Good amount of you. Great. So if you have not had it and you are interested in having it, please call me. I can set up appointments. We do always do it once a month. We'll be doing it next month again on November the 17th here in the auditorium at 11 o'clock. And this is what it is it's just a free wellness screening to get a baseline on how you're doing. And then I sit with you at the end and go over all your scores, tell you how you did. We focus on your mind, your body, your energy, and your flexibility. And I go over how everyone did, and we make any recommendations. So please, if you haven't come November the 17th at 11 o'clock here in the auditorium. If you can't make it, you can call me and I can set up a private screening for you. And then also, to kick off some fall fun, we're gonna have a fall festival here in the auditorium on November the 12th at 11:30, right after Laura. Who comes to Laura's Wednesday classes? A lot of you. That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it right after her class. It's gonna roll into lunchtime. We're gonna have some refreshments and snacks, and we're just gonna have a fun fall festival with rehab fitness, and hopefully as many of you that can come. All right, so be looking for the flyers. I'll start posting them, and also I'll be posting it on the forum. Okay? Well, thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Okay, we have two new committees. I just wanted to share some information about that. We have our ad hoc communications committee, which is chaired by Bob Taylor, also includes Ellen Taylor, Sandy Edwards, Ellen Lukowitz, and myself. So we have met, and we are going to hopefully improve communications, and the ad hoc committee will develop specific goals. And then next year, we will probably have a more formal communications committee that will also kind of monitor, see how we're progressing with the ad hoc goals that will be established very shortly. We have the green team, which is brand new. And our green team has been created. It's chaired by Arnie Fagan. We have Marvin Lazaretz, Roz Lick, Marlon Kefauver, and Sheila McLaughlin. Sheila's here, yes, on the committee, as well as Ellen and myself. And our mission, we created a mission statement. The mission of this committee is dedicated to promoting a healthy, self-sustaining community through education, environmental stewardship, and responsible living. A lot. We strive to reduce waste, encourage recycling, and awareness of sustainable practices that protect and preserve our natural resources. We want to educate and empower not only the residents, but our staff to meet environmentally conscious choices that enhance the quality of life today and ensure a greener tomorrow. So we have a lot to do on that committee. And I want to thank Arnie for chairing that committee as well. If you have ideas along those lines, feel free to reach out to any of the Green Team committee members, and we will bring that to the committee as we will be meeting regularly. Okay, and along those lines, just we want to keep our campus clean and picked up for everybody's enjoyment, and please remind any privately hired employees to pick up if they drop something or if they see trash on the floor or grounds. We really want to keep our community clean. So you remember the Give a Hoot, Don't Pollute campaign that was probably in the 70s and 80s. Well, I'm bringing it back. Okay, Axe TV. So our new Axe TV is live and on-demand channel viewing, is scheduled to be installed in residential apartments beginning November 17th. It'll take probably 3 weeks to install, and we'll actually go door to door to every apartment to install the new streaming device. We will begin with Building C because Building C always feels like they're last, and then we will go, to Building A, and then we will finish with Building B. So that's going to happen beginning November 17th, and we'll have a person from Axe with the technicians to install the new channel. And when we install it, you'll be getting a handy flyer, a little pamphlet that you can keep near your television, which gives you the cheat sheet of display on your remote, so you'll know how to use the remote. And we'll actually show you how to use the remote when we come to install the Axe television equipment. And so with that, I have a short video to share about the device.
Welcome to Axe TV, your community's on-demand and live streaming video service. As part of the rollout for Axe TV, Axe will be providing you with an on Google TV streaming device. This device will allow you to access your community's Axe TV site right from your television. A team of technicians will be going door to door to complete the installation and setup of these devices. Your executive director will communicate the timing of the installation in advance, so please stay tuned for more information. In the meantime, let's introduce you to your new On Google TV device. You will receive the streaming device, a remote with 2 AAA batteries, a power adapter with cable, and an HDMI cable. The on-site technician will bring the device to your home and complete the installation and setup in as little as 15 minutes. The setup will include providing you with the ability to use your new On Google TV remote to control basic functions on your television, such as power, volume, and changing the input, thus eliminating the need to use more than one remote while watching videos on Axe TV. The technician will walk you through the basic controls as well as provide you with a cheat sheet to help you get comfortable with your new remote. Please note, some residents may not need the On Google TV streaming device to access Axe TV. If you own a smart TV that uses a Google operating system, you can find and install your community's Axe TV app on your television today. If you are unsure whether you have a Google-compatible smart TV, the on-site technician can confirm and assist with the necessary setup. Thank you. We hope you enjoy Axe TV.
Okay, so any questions on that one topic? Yes, Mickey?
What if you have more than one TV?
Do you know the answer to that, Ross? If we have more than one television, if you can use, I don't know that. I do not know the answer to that. I was thinking that same question as I watched the video. But if you have more than one TV, which More than likely, most people do. I'm not sure if the streaming device connects you and all TVs together, but that's a good question. We'll try to find the answer. Okay, so moving to another topic, effective November 17th, we are going to be adding the a la carte pricing to our menu. Now, you'll recall we did that once before, and residents objected because they didn't want their guests to see the pricing related to all the menu items. But in the very near future, there will be a new resident contract for newcomers who are coming in, who will have a declining balance approach to additional ancillary services, including culinary, and so we have to put it on there because of that. So we are, next year we'll have a new contract with the a la carte items with a declining balance option. And so that will have to be put on the menus. So we're starting November 17th. Every community, 28 properties, will have the pricing rolled out on November 17th. Yes, Claire? It's not, I'm not exactly sure if it will be a point system or if there'll be a bank account, if you will, of money, and you can, I believe it will be a bank account because it's not point systems. We are going to ask that question if residents could have an adjustment to their contract that would allow for that. I don't know the answer. I'm not sure. I will ask that question. They are going to share that at the next town hall meeting, talking specifically about this. So stay tuned, but I will try to get an answer whether residents can opt in if they're on a different contract. The marketing for all these types of campuses are going in that direction, so ACTS needs to be going in that same direction. Myra? We're just going to bite the bullet and put them on the menus. Okay. All right, so everyone's asking, why is the winery closed? Well, we did have some water intrusion on the exterior wall, and so we could smell that smell when you have water intrusion. So we actually opened that wall up. We fixed the intrusion, we believe. We're still waiting for a heavy downpour, which hasn't happened since we closed that room. We may have to find another way to check to be sure that we fixed the intrusion. And Ross might have more information.
Yeah, update. We did. We had some rain a few days ago, and then also went out there, I think, with a hose. And it actually has all been buttoned up, painted, and caulked, and we'll be reopening it soon.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so parking locations. Everyone received the letter. Just a reminder, the blank yellow parking is for any guests. And then the parking spots that have guest identified on them for your personal family, private guests that you might have, but not paid guests. And then, of course, any numbered spots are for residents. We will be changing, if we haven't already done so, some of the numbered spots in the B parking lot, because they're not being used by residents, so we're going to add additional guest spots in the B parking lot as well.
We added some in A and C also. It was a total of 28, I believe.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay, Employee Appreciation Gift Fund is occurring right now. Marin is in charge of that, and the suggestion is $1 per day that you live here for the year, and that goes to all employees excluding me. and it's a nice gift for the team members because you remember there is no tipping allowed, and we take tipping very seriously, and we ask you not to tip any team members because it could jeopardize their job. Maren, do you have anything to add to that?
And we're coming along, and we're coming along. I will collect, oh, pardon me. I'll collect the envelopes that are downstairs now. I'll collect it after lunch. And so tomorrow you will see an update on our percentages. But I think right now we're at 34%. And that was as of last Friday. So I imagine a jump will happen.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so recently we have had a lot of changes in our team members, and it has raised some questions and concerns within our campus. I want you to know that your comfort, safety, and satisfaction is our highest priority, and we would like to address this matter. We recently had 4 long-term team members leave us. They include Sam, our hostess, Barnabas, our chaplain, DeAndre, our IT technician, and Trish will be leaving us, who is our culinary supervisor. So we've had 4 full-time team members who are leaving or have left. And I know that's very challenging. It's always a sensitive topic for everyone, including the team members. We are going to fill these positions just as quickly as possible. And I just want to thank you for your patience while we look to fill those positions. So related to IT support, Marcus will be here tomorrow, and we're going to be doing a tech cafe. And then we do have a gentleman who is from an outside company who will begin next week. And let's see if I have his name here. I should have his name. He comes highly recommended by Marcus. He's actually worked over at St. Andrews when they had an opening in their position, so he's familiar with the Axe products that we offer. And I'm sorry, I do not have his name listed on my notes here, but he will begin Monday, so you're going to see him around. And we also will be posting that full-time position and interviewing candidates just as soon as possible. Related to Barnabas leaving, we are in the process of hiring a new chaplain. We're almost to the finish line with making that offer. But I just want to remind everyone that the chaplain's role is not just a religious role. But they're here to support you in all aspects of your life, whether it's spiritual life, maybe you're having some grief issues, you're depressed, spiritual guidance, encouragement, counseling, and much more. So the chaplain is not just a religious figure. The chaplain is here to serve you and to help you along your journey. So I would encourage you, when we do fill that position, to get to know our chaplain. They are always a good source for anyone who either lives or works here because they can be a good sounding board as well. We are going to have a technology fair on November 4th, and at this fair we will be featuring the Echo, which many of you have, the new Axe TV, and the K4 app, and we'll be showing you how to use those items. And we are looking for residents who are really good at technology. If you are good at technology, Marcus is here tomorrow, and he would love to show you exactly how to get on Axe TV, to show you how to use the app, so that we could have some residents help us on November 4th. So if you are interested, please see Marcus tomorrow. He will be here all day. And most of you know Marcus, correct? Just probably newer residents do not, but Marcus was here when we first rolled out support for IT, and then he was quickly promoted because he did such a nice job for us, and he serves to roll out all the resident services through IT. So he actually is our point person, and he oversees all of the rollouts. So he will be here tomorrow for the Tech Cafe as well. Okay, moving along, Willowbrook Court, Oak Ridge Terrace repositioning. I learned yesterday that we have an open model for the first floor of Willowbrook Court in the new plans, where when you walk down, the dining room is wide open. But there is a problem with that, because if you have more than 30 beds in an area, it has to be closed. So we will be looking to redesign the dining room so there's a lot of glass, so it still feels open. But we are trying to get a variance through the Agency for Healthcare Administration. Likely not to happen because it's a fire code issue. But if we get the variance, we'll keep the plans as they are. And if not, the architect is already redesigning the first floor portion of the plans to meet the Agency for Healthcare Administration's requirements. So we're not to the point where we are submitting those plans to the county for permit purposes because of that glitch. So that's where we are with that building and the repositioning. The elevator continues to be modernized for Willowbrook Court, Oak Ridge Terrace, and we hope that that will be completed shortly. We will then be planning on which building we will do next for next year, so we'll start those plans. It will either be Building C or Building B, but we are planning on modernizing the rest of the property, but we have to determine if it's going to be Building C or Building B. And then, of course, we continue to work in the parking lot where the big dumpster is, the parking lot between Building A and Willowbrook Court. And as soon as that project is complete, we'll be resurfacing the loop road, and we're going to be adding the speed tables as well on the loop road to slow all of us down when we come on property. We are just waiting for the permit for the electric vehicle station, which will be in the B building parking lot. As soon as that permit is issued, we'll start the work, but we are waiting on the permit. So just a reminder, the Resident Association Board elections will officially close on November 4th, and we have six positions, 11 individuals who are running. And I have to tell you, I came to the Meet the Candidates forum, and I was equally impressed with all candidates. So I think regardless of who gets on next year, I think we're going to have a great association that will represent your interest, and I'm looking forward to working with whomever is elected. But please cast your vote, get it in by November 4th. Okay, Edgewater Entertainment Angels. We kind of coined this, this phrase because we are beginning to have small fundraisers, if you will, to collect monies so that we can maybe enhance our entertainment or our life engagement programs. And so we coined it as the Edgewater Entertainment Angels. And so you're going to start to see that logo, slogan, when we talk about funds that are being raised for purposes of life engagement. Some of you will be going to see Dr. Watson this coming Sunday. That's our first. I want to thank Claire for overseeing that, and that is a fundraiser, and we appreciate all of the donations for that. Okay, we have on October 31st in the Blue Water Cafe at 10 a.m. we have an activity there. It's called Halloween Word Games, Coffee, and Treats. So we hope you enjoy that. And then also October 31st, we ask you to dress up in your costume and enjoy dinner in the main dining room for some Halloween treats. Always ask the question, how's our occupancy? We're currently 91.4% occupied. And if you take the occupied, committed, and selected figures, we are 97.13%. We only have 9 available apartments for sale right now, 4 1-bedrooms, 4 2-bedrooms, and 1 3-bedroom. And that's it. So now let's open the meeting up to any other topics, questions, suggestions you might have.
I'll be right with you, Sally.
Yesterday, you were supposed to cover the entire premises with an exterminator. They did not come to OBT, to the best of my knowledge.
No, they're coming every Wednesday. They started in B building, and then next week they'll go to another building. So it's once a week. They're going door to door. Correct, Ross?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I apologize. We had a miscommunication. I didn't realize the time it would take. It took us about 7 hours to get the one building done yesterday. So it will be every Wednesday. We're going to do A building next Wednesday, C the following, and then OBT and Willowbrook the following.
That's the question. Okay, the second question is, in the new repaved parking lot between the C building and OBT, there are all yellow headstones with no writing, and everybody in the world is parking there. There are now 5 handicap parking places, and 1 handicap parking place is near the stairs. So who's handicapped and can walk up those stairs? Nobody on OBT that I know of. And there are 4 handicap places that are empty until some aide comes in and parks there with no sticker at all, not even using their patient sticker.
May I?
Yes, please.
So we don't do it willy-nilly. The county tells us how many handicap spaces we have to have based on our occupancy. We put all of the other ones as yellow so that anyone can park there, okay? It being near the stairs doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to take the stairs up. I can promise you, once our final parking lot is opened up, our parking problems will soon alleviate themselves, because that's when we will be seriously booting cars. Right now we're being a little lax because there are so few parking spots, but you will see people parking where they should be.
My personal guests have no place to park.
Your personal guests will be able to park in the front where it says guest. Give me a few weeks, please, to finish the final parking lot, okay? And that parking lot is also going to look differently, much differently than it does now, because the county tells us what we have to do to bring it up to code. And there won't be. And your guests can park in any yellow space they want.
Okay, we have a couple questions over on the other side of the room.
I hope there's a way of perfecting the transmission that is shown from meetings and so forth with the equipment. The equipment here doesn't seem to be working as far as the DVDs or the movies that are flicking in and out. I don't believe it's a Comcast situation. I believe it's an internal one, and I'm just wondering if the projector rather, is at fault here or what. But nobody seems to understand that we're not getting what we should be getting, if you will.
And I'm going to look at Ross for that one, too.
And I'm sorry, I didn't realize. So the Sunday movies aren't playing properly? Is that correct? Is that happening to everyone? This is the first I'm hearing of it, Joyce. I'm sorry. They're pixelating. Is anyone else experiencing this? Okay, that's probably that's a staff issue, I would guess, but not an equipment issue. But now, is anyone else experiencing pixelation? Is anyone else watching these movies? Okay, we'll take a look. I'm sorry, I wasn't aware.
Okay, I think Claire has her hand up.
Claire.
Thanks. I believe Mark Newman had a problem here Monday night, and that's the audio-visual stuff here. I mean, I don't know who runs it, but there aren't enough people who are adept at running it, and that means Ellen's got to be here every night that you run something. You can't do that. Okay, also, is the B building scheduled for renovation this year?
Oh, okay, so the B building, thank you for bringing that up. I met with the interior decorator who recommended paint and carpet. I did not like their recommendation. I thought it felt too northern, even though they were trying to make it more Florida-like. But the colors were not, in my opinion, what I think the residents would like. So they're back to square one, and they're going to come back to us with proposed changes. And then once we say yes, then we'll include a small group of residents living in the building to give the yes, we like it, or no, and we'll go from there. So likely the project won't happen until the first of next year because we're gonna have to order the carpet, the paint, and then do the work. So, but we are in the process of trying to identify what the colors will be and what the carpet choices will be, and then we'll bring the residents into the discussion.
A teaser. January 1st, bake sale. Get out your recipes, get out your coins. We're having a bake sale.
Great, thank you.
To benefit Edgewater and all of our lovely residents.
You mentioned the story about tipping before.
Mm-hmm.
I happened to be eating at a table with other residents, and they didn't know anything about it. Some of them said they have been tipping, and others didn't know. Are we allowed or not? So I don't know what to tell them, but I think it should be emphasized, whatever the rule is.
Okay, and that's why I mentioned it today. There's no cash tipping, no gift cards. No gift cards, no tipping. During the holidays, there are occasions where a resident will buy a small something for an employee. If it's nominal, less than, I think, $40, that's fine, but we don't expect you to do that. We don't want you to do that. It creates favoritism. The reason why we have a no tipping policy is because we don't want to have to favor people. We want to treat you all equally. And yeah.
So maybe could you put it on the floor?
Yes, I can share that. But during the holidays, someone might buy someone a bottle of wine or some candies or something that we can share in the office. That's the best way to do it, is if you're going to give a small gift at the holidays, buy a box of chocolate that we can put out on the table and share among, the office team or with Ross's group or wherever you're, providing a gift. But something that is a group gift is better than individual gifts. We just don't want people to feel that you're expected to do that. Even during the holidays, you do the holiday gift to all the team members. That's sufficient. But there is a policy that allows some gifts, but we really don't want to get in that habit. And there's no money and no gift cards allowed. We prefer if you can eat it or drink it, you can keep it. I mean, that's kind of our rule. If you can eat it or drink it, you can keep it.
Why couldn't you get a Publix gift card?
It's against policy. And what happens is team members will try to give it back. The resident says, no, I want you to have it. And then that team member brings it to me, and then I use it at the holidays and raffle them off. So that team member's not even getting it. So you might as well stop doing that practice, because we have 99.9% team members who will not keep it, and they bring it to my office. And then I end up raffling it to whoever's going to get it at the party.
All right, Claire brought this up about Tuesday night with Mark Newman. What happens? I came to the program, and he had to change the whole program because he had no TV. He only had a mic. Now, isn't there anyone in the building who could help, and so we could give the program he planned?
So typically we have an evening.
Wait, I have one more question.
Typically we have an evening maintenance person. What time do they leave? 7:30. 7:30. And security can.
Security to call me. Have them call me. I can help them over the phone.
Okay, so if our maintenance person is already gone, security can call Ross and he'll walk that person through correcting it.
Oh, it's too late. Okay, but the
Please ask them to call me. Just remind them, call Ross.
And then, yeah, and Ross will walk them through, yeah.
So that, well, I just wanted to say that I think there are people here who don't realize that when they don't have a car anymore, they don't have a parking spot. They seem to think the spot belongs to their apartment. But as I understand it, if you do not have a car, then you don't have that parking spot anymore.
So we don't have enough parking spots to have every resident assigned a spot. It's only if you personally are driving that you have a spot. If you sell your car and you no longer drive, but you have a private aide, that aide's not welcome to park in your spot. So we want to make sure residents give up their spot if they're not driving. It's not fair to other residents. Okay.
And please don't hesitate to tattle on your resident friends and let us know, okay, when you find that. When I did the latest survey, I found about 4 people that we had to take off the list. But there may be more. So just give me a call. And they cannot. So yeah, the spot that you had before is not your aide's future spot. Okay? But tattle on your resident. Give me a call.
Sheila and I know that you're very particular about what goes up on the walls around all buildings and other corridors. And we've noticed that there are some newcomers, particularly, I think, who are putting things on the walls. And I think a lot of it is lack of communication. They simply don't know, once again, the rule. And do you have anything to add, Sheila?
Well, I think Susan does know some of the people. They're not all new residents, but I think the new residents don't know about that because it's not been reinforced.
Right. So
happening a lot.
So we just created a new PowerPoint for newcomers, and we just did our first new resident orientation with the PowerPoint, and that will be included in that PowerPoint to remind or to let newcomers know that the exterior hallways are not yours to decorate, only your interior space.
Several years ago, I had the maintenance committee move me last time, and I did give them a gift certificate, a gift card to Publix. But what they did was Mac went to Publix and ordered all kinds of subs for everybody and brought it back. Is that okay?
So I think if you go through the manager, and the manager is in charge of that gift card to do that, you know, that it's like you're treating them to lunch. But just work through the manager, 'cause we don't want someone to lose their job because they take a gift card. If the idea is it's a group lunch, thank you, then you work through the manager so that they can make sure that it's being, the lunch is being shared with everyone.
A suggestion was made recently, I think, about people that do not have a driver's license anymore and they need some kind of identification. And it was the DMV? The DMV issues those cards. Is it possible to get someone to come in and do that for the residents that don't have their license?
Yeah, we'll try. And I know Ellen Taylor, you have a comment about that too?
Yeah, I sent you the link.
Yeah.
DMV will send a bus out or people out to issue. I don't know how many you have to have in order for them to come to the property. They do that.
Yeah, we can
as a
do
courtesy.
that as long as
So
we'll
if
find
there's
out more facts.
If there's a way to find out through the forum how many of the residents
That's a good idea.
You require an ID card, then we can go to DMV and have them come here.
Okay, so we can put something on the forum.
Also, I think Ross's staff should be congratulated. They work their buns off. These guys are fantastic. I mean, and that's to Ross's credit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Also, it's been brought to my attention that people park in the handicap spot 24/7. At St. Andrews, at their handicap spots, the handicap sign says 2-hour parking only.
So I'm not sure if that's permissible with the county. I know they're in the city and we're not, so we follow the county code. So I'm not sure that we could do a limit, 2-hour limit. We'd have to find out.
And from the research that I did, I could not find where we're allowed to do that limit. We do ask our residents, because we all have a handicap spot or a handicap placard, right? We ask that the residents please don't park their cars there. If you need to unload, that's fine, but please come and move it quickly. However, if a aide or a vendor or anyone else comes in with a valid handicap placard, they are allowed to park there, and where there's nothing we can't change that.
Thank you. Okay, Marvin has a question or comment.
I was just going to make a comment regarding AXTV. If they're providing you with an HDMI cable, that tells me it's coming in through a different input. And consequently, unless you have a Google compatible TV, it would only work on that TV, which was the question that the gentleman
Yeah, I think
previously
you
asked.
are correct, because they are providing HDMI, so likely you're 100%
You'd
correct.
have to switch the input in order to get it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, well, thank you very much. I think that concludes the meeting, and appreciate your time and attendance. And if there's topics you want raised at this meeting, feel free to let me know. We'll try to get to them. And we just are so happy you're here and appreciate your time. Thank you.